purpose of this video is to walk through step by step a Tableau connection with data and to create a scatter plot using z-scores of a predictor variable and an outcome. So far I haven't gotten started with anything. I'm going to begin by opening Tableau. I'm doing that from a shortcut on my desktop, and then I just go and open. Okay. Let me fit it into square. So the first thing that I'm going to do to get started is to get into my data. So my data comes from a data set that's in Excel. So I'm just going to go to my computer and open it. This is it right here. And so now Tableau is going to open it up in this view. The data view, I have a few different variables here. I need to, because they're all numeric variables or numbers that are representing categorical variables, I'm going to go ahead and change the type to string for education level, sex, and ethnicity. And then I'm also going to add an alias to each of these. So this is education level, and I'm just going to change this to bachelor's degree, master's degree, and doctorate degree. And that's just going to show the text string values for those items. I'll do the same things for sex and ethnicity. Using female and male, and this actually, like 4 options, I don't think is enough for ethnicity, but for the purposes of this demonstration, it will be. I don't like this word. Sorry. I don't like any of those words. Sorry. Okay. So now I have my categorical variables with aliases so that the text will display. I have a age variable that is continuous, a 3 categorical variables, that's education level with 3 levels, sex with 2 levels, and ethnicity with 4 levels. Then I have workplace stress, which is my predictor variable, and I'm going to change this to whole numbers because I don't want decimal values. And then I have turnover intentions, which is my outcome variable. So all of this looks good, and I'm going to go to the worksheet. So here I have all of these, and I'm just going to name this plot for now. Plot 1. It probably should have a meaningful name. Let me see. Yeah, because it does name it. I'll go back and name it maybe. Okay, the next thing that I need to do is I want to, sorry, you have to give me a second for this, create a z-score variable for my for my predictor and my outcome variable, that is these two right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a calculated field, and this calculation I'm going to call z-score turnover intentions. And then I am going to come in here. I have a formula for that I'm going to use for turnover intentions. To do this, and I had to look it up because this is the first time that I have used syntax in Tableau, and so I did look up this variable, and I just wanted to make sure that I had all the parentheses correct and everything. So here we go. So it's the turnover intentions value minus, I'm going to put spaces for, no, I won't put spaces. Let's see. Nope, didn't need that. Turnover intentions. Nope, that's not right. There we go. Turnover intentions minus the average. But then I got to go back and go to square brackets. Oops, I'm not doing well. Turnover intentions. Thank you for giving it to me. Again, Tableau. Then I need to close this with the curly brackets. Then I need another round bracket. And then I'm going to go into my division of the standard deviation of square brackets and turnover intentions at the end of this, and I need a parentheses. Oh, it already has a parentheses, and I need the curly brackets again. Started with the curly brackets. This calculation is valid. Now let me see. I'm taking the score minus the average turnover intentions divided by the standard deviation of turnover intentions, which is the definition of a z-score. Here I go, okay. So now I have my z-score of turnover intentions. Perfect. And I need to do the same thing to workplace stress. So I'm going to right click, create a calculated field, and now I'm doing the type in the z-score for workplace stress, and then I'm going to do my formula again. So I need to open my parentheses for my first part of the calculation, which is the value of workplace stress, and then open curly brackets for the average of square brackets. We're doing, oh, did I do it? I did it. Square brackets, workplace stress. And then I need the curly brackets, one more parentheses to close this. Yes, okay, to close that operation on the numerator. Then I'm going to go to the divided by, open curly bracket, standard deviation of square brackets, and I go to workplace stress again. It's pulling it up for me. Love it. And then it needs a parentheses and then a curly bracket. The calculation has errors, so let me see. Is this the error? Okay, open curly, yes. So now I have, for my z-score workplace stress, I have the score, the value of workplace stress minus the average of workplace stress divided by the standard deviation. Very good. That is very good. Okay, and so the purpose of this scatter plot is I want to create a scatter plot for the z-score of the predictor and the outcome. So I'll get those started first. I'm going to first convert this to a dimension and this z-score to a dimension. My workplace, my turnover intentions are my outcome, so I'll put it in the columns. And then my workplace stress is the row. That's not working. They were supposed to be continuous variables. So here we go. So I now have my scatter plot. I changed both of those to continuous variables instead of discrete variables. So now I have a scatter plot of my z-score of turnover intentions and the predictor of workplace stress. Wait, that's backwards. Rows are workplace stress, column is turnover intentions. Okay. I have to think about this for a minute. This is wrong. The row should be the predictor variable and the column is the row is my predictor variable and the columns are my outcome variable. Or I'm saying that wrong. The row is my outcome variable, the column is my predictor variable. Okay. Sorry about that, I'm just not doing well today. Okay, let's see what else I have. So the next thing that I'm going to do is look at my instructions for the class. So I want to include a trend line, so I'm going to go to Analytics and get a trend line here for linear trend line. Next, I want to my points to vary by size depending on my continuous variable, which is age. So I'm going to drop that over here into the marks for size, and now see these for age have, the circles for age have changed sizes. This is my log highest one, or 143 years old. Obviously that's can't be right, but for the purposes of this plot, I'm just going to ignore that. And I'm just going to hide this card. So next, I want the color to vary by my two-level demographic variable, which is sex, and I'm going to drop that on color. And here it is giving me the sum, so I'm going to make it a dimension instead. No, that didn't work. An attribute. I'm going to keep changing this until I figure out. Nope, that's 6. Dimension. Sex should be discrete. No. What did I just do? There we go. 6 was an dimension. Now I have 2 trend lines that vary by sex for male and female. Then I want the data points should be broken apart into separate columns for the 3-level demographic variable, which is my education level. I'm going to turn this into a dimension, and then I'm going to drop this in columns, and it divides my plot into 3 columns separated by so now I have a trend line for male and female for a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a doctorate degree. It looks like by default they're in alphabetical level. Alphabetical, not level, but they're in rotate label. Well, I'm going to leave them like that for the purposes of this demonstration. And then the other thing that I want to do is I want to change the data points by shape for the ethnicity. So I'm going to drop ethnicity into shape. I'm going to change ethnicity to a dimension, and now I have different shapes. Okay, now I need to do something else. I don't think that I really need these. I'm going to hide this card. I'm going to hide this card. I'm going to rename this plot because that's ugly, so I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to talk about, I'm going to say that it is title it turnover intentions by workplace stress. Stress, education level. Turnover. Okay, so there's my title. I think that is a little bit better. Can I center this? Anyway. Okay, so now I want to make a tooltip because so when I hover over the item, any data point, then it gives me what the score is and what the variables are on here, but I actually want it to be the regular score, the raw score. So I'm going to drag my regular turnover intentions over into detail. I'm going to turn it into a dimension and workplace stress into detail. Let's see. But that is a dimension, and just so you see, notice like I put age as an attribute. Should be a dimension. Should be. Still continuous. Age. Continuous dimension. Yes. Okay. Now I want to look, let me look at my tooltip. So now I have turnover intentions, workplace stress, and I want to change this so that it reads really well. So but I don't want these z-scores, so I'm just going to get rid of them. Instead, I want it to have all the information used above, but not the z-score, but with the raw transform predictor and outcome variable. So I'm going to say that I don't have any identifiers for this population, so I'll say this employee A, who is however many, the number of age, years old, I wonder if it would sound better if I said this a 24-year-old ethnicity, sex, mathematics. With a education level reported a score of, let's see, it would say workplace stress and workplace stress and a score of, then I'll move turnover intentions up here. And then I'm going to put a period. I'm going to remove all of these. I'm going to preview. It says 20-year-old American Indian. Okay, hold on. So 20-year-old, I need a space. Okay, 20-year-old this, that doesn't sound right. Let's see, 20-year-old female, 20-year-old American Indian female with a bachelor's degree reported a score of 13 on workplace stress and a score of 21 on turnover intentions. I'm going to change the of to an N. I wasn't sure. Let's see, this participant, this employee is 20 years old. I'm going to say that, 20 years old, comma, this employee is 20 years old, a female. I wonder if sex would sound better first, so I'm going to move it around. Let's see. This employee is 20 years old, female, comma, American Indian with a bachelor's degree. American Indian and holds a bachelor's degree. I wonder, I'm just changing some words. This 20-year-old, this employee who is 20 years old, female, American Indian, 20-year-old female American. This employee is a 20-year-old female American Indian who holds a bachelor's degree. Comma, they reported a score of 13 on workplace stress and a score of 21 on turnover intentions. This employee, who is a 20-year-old female American Indian, holds a degree, and this employee is 20 years old, female, who is a 20-year-old female American Indian, holds a bachelor's degree, reported a score of 13. Okay, so I can take out the comma, I think. This employee, who is a 20-year-old female American Indian, holds a bachelor's degree. Okay, and holds, I'm just going to add an and. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. So now my tooltip says this employee, who is a 22-year-old male, white, and holds a doctorate degree, reported a score of 49 on workplace stress and a score of 45 on turnover intentions. So now I just want to give you an overview of what my plot's features are. This is the title, and then I have 3 columns. So I have 3 columns that are separated by level, or separated by education level. So I have the bachelor's degree, a doctorate degree, and a master's degree. And I am predicting turnover intentions with workplace stress, by workplace stress. And so just in general, what this is telling me, or what my plot indicates, is as, and there's a little bit of difference here, as that workplace stress is a predictor of turnover intentions. So, however, none of the trend line p-values are not significant. Here they are for the doctorate degree. It is very significant, pretty significant. And then here for the master's degree, it is significant. But here at the bachelor's degree level, it does not appear that workplace stress is predicting turnover intentions. Another feature of my graph is that the data points are different depending on the ethnicity and age and sex of the participant. So the age is done by size, and the larger the data point indicate, then the older the participant is. If they are orange, then they are male, and when they are blue, they are female. And then also they change by ethnicity, so the X is white, the plus sign is black, the square is Asian, and these circles are American Indian. And every time it gives you some information when you hover over each of the plots, each of the data points in the plot. Thank you.